Okay, well, the M&A activity just doesn't stop regardless of how slow the markets seem to be. So we've got some very big breaking news for yet another massive possible acquisition happening in the world today. So I'm going to read you the news break here and jump right into it. As always, if you're not subscribed, we please ask you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Really appreciate it. So in breaking news coming out of Reuters, we're looking at Samsung Group in talks to buy Biogen. Biogen today on this news, as of right now at 3:27 p.m. on December 29th, they're up $21.51, which is just over 9% on the day. So this is Biogen, BIIB. So here's the deal. So Samsung Group, which is the conglomerate that owns all the Samsung product lines, electronics, Biogens, etc., based in South Korea, is in talks to buy Biogen, which is a U.S. drug maker, for those who aren't familiar with it. This is being reported by Korea's Economic Daily. And what they're saying is this news is coming or breaking out of certain investment banking sources who are yet to be named. Now, here's what's interesting about this one, and this is why the M&A world and the arbitrage world for M&A is so important for us as investors. The report specifically said that Biogen actually approached Samsung to buy its shares, which could be valued, and I think the key word here is it's early, but could be valued at about $42 billion. That would make this a massive acquisition. Now, as of the writing of this article, Biogen's value was at $34.67 billion. And this is according to Refinitiv. Now, what's also interesting about this, too, is Biogen recently won regulatory approval in the U.S. for a drug primarily focused on Alzheimer's back in June. Now, there were some, let's call it, dissident factors here or things that people didn't agree with, that they may not have quite proven the treatment's clinical benefit, but they still did get some approval here. Excuse me. Now, the reason this is such a big deal for those who are interested in Samsung in general is that Samsung, going back into August, said it's looking to invest somewhere in the neighborhood of about $206 billion over the next couple of years to expand its footprint in biopharmaceuticals, artificial intelligence, or AI, as well as semiconductors and robotics in what they're calling a post-pandemic era. So really focusing in on key growth areas of biotech, AI, data technology, and furthering the semiconductor space, which I think, frankly, everyone's looking at. So when reached out for comment, neither side actually said a word about this or wanted to add to it. For those who are not familiar, I want to call this out. So Samsung Group, again, is the conglomerate or a multinational manufacturing conglomerate based in Seoul, South Korea. So a lot of us know Samsung Electronics. You might have heard of some of the Samsung biopharmaceutical companies, etc. This is important to point out that this is the actual holding company that owns everything. And just for kind of a quick take on this, Samsung Group reports revenue of over, in the range of $200 to $250 billion. We don't have accurate numbers because it's not publicly known. So again, I want to share all this with the note that number one, first and foremost, this is a massive acquisition, but it really goes to show how interesting things are in biotech right now. We have Biogen going to Samsung to buy their shares. And this news breaking from an investment banking perspective, getting out into the media. So this is why we're seeing such big movement here. We talk about this quite a bit, that with all of the private equity going on, all the M&A going on, there's a lot of opportunities out there for folks to be looking at where they have arbitrage opportunities within this community. I think that what we're going to see is these gigantic conglomerates like Samsung have huge hordes of cash that they're going to have to start deploying. Buying a company like a Biogen might make a lot of sense. Looking at small semiconductor companies, or other, maybe not even small, frankly, any size semiconductor company, AI and robotics companies as well, are going to be super helpful. So these are things I'm looking at. This is the breaking news for today. I expect we're going to be hearing more about this, but I want to get it out there. I do, full disclosure, own shares of Biogen. I had no idea this was happening. If they go up much more, I might or might not sell them. I'm not really sure. I'm not adding it all to the position, though, so just so everyone's aware. I was not expecting this news, and I was holding Biogens, frankly, because they're located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I live in Massachusetts. I'm familiar with the company. It's a good company. I can't speak to it as a stock, but they're doing good things. And as someone who has Alzheimer's in the family, I was excited to see that they're working on those kinds of cures and medicines. So with that said, make sure you know what's going on in your portfolio. Make sure you're aware of what these gigantic companies are out there trying to do. But also from a shareholder perspective, it's going to be interesting to see why Biogen approached them for the sale. I'm actually curious to get more information on this because I'm not sure that I quite understand why Samsung, why now, why a certain dollar amount. It's going to be really curious to see what happens here, and I expect a lot more to come in the news shortly. So with that, thanks so much for watching as always. Have a good week. Happy New Year.